Welcome to Magic Beyond the Books. Today we are talking about Cedric Diggory. I'm Jess.
And I'm Rene. Warning, there are Harry Potter spoilers in this episode. Do you want me to do a character summary?
Yeah.
So, the most famous and most handsome Hufflepuff, Cedric Diggory, attends Hogwarts 2 years ahead of Harry Potter in school. Prefect, Quidditch captain, and Triwizard Tournament winner, Cedric's notable but ephemeral time in Harry Potter books make him a character worth discussing. So we're going to talk about him today. Mm-hmm. But before we get into that, let's do our listener question of the week.
Who are your top 3 most attractive women from the Harry Potter movies?
Okay, so we did the men before, so I guess it's only fair we do the women. So here's our most attractive women from 2 straight women. So our most attractive female, so our number 1, for me, I just put Emma Watson. She's beautiful. Hermione Granger, gotta love her. She has her little moment at the Yule Ball, and she just looks great. She's a cutie patootie.
I also have Hermione Granger as number 1, Emma Watson. Yeah, I just think she is so beautiful. Even as a little girl, she was cute, and then as the movies progress, that's what me and my mom talk about all the time is she was like, how did they know that all 3 of the main characters were going to grow up to be attractive? And I'm like, I don't think they did. Yeah, I don't think they were sexualizing children when they were casting, but
yeah,
it was just funny because they all did turn out pretty attractive. So yeah, Hermione Granger.
Yeah, okay. My number 2, maybe this is a wild card, but I'm going to say Molly Weasley. The actress is Julie Walters. I give her the award for Best Eyes. I think she's really pretty, and seeing her in other movies and when she's younger, maybe I'm biased by that, but she's just really pretty.
Yeah, she is. She is very pretty. She's such a mom character. I feel like she's very loving. And yeah, she's cute. So my number 2 is Luna Lovegood. Actress name Ivana Lynch. I just think she's so pretty. Whenever we see Luna for the first time, her long blonde hair, and I just think that actress did a great job with the character.
Yeah, she did. Okay, my 3 is I don't know if I'm saying this right. Katie Leong, Cho Chang, basically in the Harry Potter movies. She's, obviously she's brought in as the love interest, and they have her all dolled up. But yeah, she's cute. She's got nice hair.
Mm-hmm. My number 3 is also Cho Chang.
Oh, nice. Okay, so 2 out of 3. I have 2 honorable mentions, I guess I'll call them, or runners up. Who is yours?
Yeah, I have one. This is very kind of off the wall, but the Gray Lady.
Oh, yeah.
The actress is Kelly MacDonald.
My honorable mention, I can't believe you didn't bring her up, but Helena Bonham Carter as Bellatrix Lestrange.
Oh, I felt like it was a cop-out since we did a whole episode on her and how hot she was, so.
Okay, fair. Yeah, that's why I put her as honorable mention. Yeah. And then I asked my husband this because obviously, I don't like women. So I'm like, who is the most attractive woman? And he said Fleur Delacour. Which,
God, of course he would.
I know, props to her. I mean, she's supposed, I think it's okay, this is the person you're supposed to think is attractive.
Yeah.
But yeah, so props to her too. But should we get into the episode?
Yeah.
Okay, so Cedric Diggory, I thought we could start with etymology. I try to put this in because I know this has been a listener request to talk about where the names come from and everything. So Cedric, apparently this name just comes from a misspelling. So Sir Walter Scott in his novel Ivanhoe, I think he was supposed to be spelling Sir Dick, so Cerdic, but he spelled Cedric, and then Cedric became a name. That's what I could find from Googling where this name came from. The meanings I could find were kindly, loved, bountifully brave, spectacular bounty, stuff about bounty, and then chief. Which I feel that kind of these descriptions seem to go with Cedric.
Yeah, they very much do, yeah. Mm-hmm. I wouldn't be surprised if J.K. Rowling was looking for character names for Cedric, and she chose because of these definitions.
Yeah. And some people believe, though I don't think it's been confirmed, that J.K. Rowling borrowed the last name Diggory from a character named Diggory Kirk from C.S. Lewis's The Chronicles of Narnia series. Because it's known that he was one of her favorite authors. So I think people are guessing that that's where the Diggory last name for Cedric Diggory comes from. And then it's been a long time since I've read Narnia, so I had to like go back and figure out who Diggory was. Diggory Kirk is the professor that the children stay with, and he appears in 3 of the 7 books in the series. So he's in The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, which is probably the most popular book of them, and then The Magician's Nephew and The Last Battle. Did you read that
No, I
series?
never read Chronicles of Narnia. I did not know there were 7 books. I thought there were only 3, so that's crazy.
Yes, there are a ton, and they're like pretty decently thick books.
Mm-hmm.
I read these when I was a kid. It's been a long time. I think they only made like 3. How many movies are there? Are there
I have
3
no
or 2?
idea. I have no idea, honestly. I was never really a huge fan. Like, I definitely watched, obviously, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe, and I liked the movie. If there are more movies, I've never seen another one, so.
Oh my gosh, you have to watch. I don't know if it's the second one or third one. There's the Prince Caspian one. You have to watch that one just because Ben Barnes is in it, looking
Oh.
wonderful.
Oh, yeah, I actually for the longest time, I did not know who Ben Barnes was. And everybody kept telling me, he's from Narnia. He's from Narnia. And I was like, I don't remember that character. So maybe it makes sense if he's like not in the first one, but he's in like ones from
Yeah, I think
like
he's in
the
like the
second or
second or
third.
third or something.
Okay.
Yeah. So I also looked into the name behind, or the meaning behind Diggory, the last name. It's derived from an old French name, Digare, and it means lost one or dispossessed, astray, something along those lines, which I thought was even more interesting. So putting those
Mm-hmm.
together, like a kind person that's like lost,
Mm-hmm.
I felt like very much describes Cedric Diggory.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you said Triwizard Tournament winner, and I went, well, you know. Sure, we'll call him a winner.
You know what?
Let's
We
give
gotta
him
give him his
let's give him
props.
that.
Yeah.
He's a loser in the end, sadly.
Winner in the Triwizard Tournament, loser in life,
Loser
I
in
guess.
life.
Okay, so Cedric's wand, he has a 12 and 1/4 inches long wand, which seems like a very long wand.
Don't start, Rene. Okay.
I didn't say anything. You're the one like making like
Ooh,
noises.
Ashwood. Pleasantly springy. Do you have a whole episode about wands?
No, we should do one.
We should do one. That would be like a hilarious episode.
Yeah, how are we supposed to keep it together? Okay, so we're just gonna, you know what, listeners, it's a long wand, it's Ashwood, it's pleasantly springy, and it has a unicorn hair.
Unicorn hair.
Which you have a
way.
unicorn hair core wand.
Yeah, I think I do, right? I love how you remember my wand and I don't even remember my wand.
Well, I remember those are the hardest to turn to the dark arts, unicorn hair wands. Also,
Nice.
because his is Ashwood and we haven't yet had an Ashwood wand discussed on the pod, I thought I could give some facts about that. Do you want to hear that?
Mm-hmm.
So Ashwood wands will lose power and skill if passed on from the original master, an even more extreme tendency when the core is unicorn. So in Cedric's case, like it would be really hard for him to pass on his wand to anyone. And there's some like Wanwood saying that's Rowan gossips, Chestnut drones, Ash is stubborn, and Hazel moans, which I'm not really sure. I think that's like supposed to be about like their ability to be passed on. So like Ash being stubborn, like it's hard to pass on that wand, I'm guessing, or it's like hard to work with. I'm not sure. But supposedly Ash is stubborn, whatever you take from that. And they're suited to witches and wizards who are not lightly swayed from their beliefs or purposes. So very like, you know, they have their like moral code that they stick to.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's not for brash or overconfident wizards. And the ideal owner is stubborn, courageous, but never crass or arrogant. So I felt
Hmm.
like that made sense that Cedric would be like a good Ashwood wand
Yeah.
owner.
It's crazy to think that J.K. Rowling, like, you know, if she actually gave these characters wands, and I don't know, obviously it's like in the books, I don't think they ever mention that Cedric has an Ashwood wand, right? So this is all the stuff that she's doing on like Pottermore, like the website.
It's like a mix of both. So we do in the books find out Cedric's wand because they have the wand weighing ceremony.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
But like all of this stuff about like the behind about like Ashwood and what that means is not
Yeah.
mentioned, and that's like all the stuff she thought of behind the scenes.
Yeah. Because then it's like, okay, but if she says this about Ashwood wands, she has to make sure she didn't give anybody else an Ashwood wand that doesn't fit that character. You know what I mean? I feel like she has
Yes.
to have some sort of like Bible of Harry Potter. Like, like how will she remember like, oh, like, this is what I said about Ashwood, but that doesn't really apply to, someone, and like that person had an Ashwood wand. Like, I don't know how hard that would have been.
Yes. And you know what's actually really interesting is Charlie Weasley had an Ashwood wand that has a unicorn hair core. So very similar to Cedric's wand, which I don't
Hmm.
know if they're trying to like draw some similarities between Cedric and Charlie. But then that wand he gives to Ron, and Ron uses that wand for his first 2 years. He
Mm.
breaks it at the beginning of his first or his second year. And you know how Ron, like, he kind of struggles with some spells, or he's not like supposed to be super competent at magic in the beginning? I feel
Hmm.
like it makes total sense because if this was an Ashwood wand with a unicorn hair, it probably like didn't work well for him. Like
Yeah.
it's not him being incompetent. It's like the wand doesn't work. And then when he gets a better wand, he like in later books, he starts to get noticeably better at like he's a good dueler, you know?
Yeah. That makes a lot of sense. I mean, I know like, I know his wand broke, and obviously that's why it doesn't work at a certain point, but I think it wasn't even working like before that?
Yeah, like we know of like the scene in the first book where he's saying like Wingardium Leviosa and like kind of struggling with that spell. Like
Hmm.
maybe it's not just that he's like the way he's saying it, but that like his wand is like a hard wand to work,
Yeah.
versus
Yeah.
like Hermione or Harry.
Hmm. I like this theory, Renee. See, I'm not a theory hater. I just hate theories when they're wrong.
Yeah, we'll get into that later. Should we talk about Cedric's timeline?
Yeah.
Okay, so Cedric was born in 1977. So, how old would he be if he was alive now?
Old.
So, he would be 48. Okay, that's not like that old.
Sexy.
Yeah. um he was either born sometime in September or October because he's old enough to enter the Triwizard tournament.
I love that because that means he is a Virgo or a Libra. So I'm
Oh
into that.
yeah, and you're a Libra.
Mm-hmm.
So he started at Hogwarts in September 1989. So he's in the same year as like Fred and George Weasley, as Lee Jordan, Angelina Johnson. Like all of them are in that year. This which is 2 years above like Harry and Ron and Hermione. And he gets sorted into Hufflepuff House.
Woohoo.
Yeah, which is also your house. You
I
and
know.
Cedric
Me
have a
and
lot of
Cedric,
similarities.
match made in heaven.
Yeah.
Yeah, we also died during the Triwizard Tournament. Like,
um so what else? So he joined the Quidditch team and he plays Seeker, which I feel like people kind of forget that like he plays Seeker opposite Harry. And like he plays against him in like the third year.
oh, yes.
Before the Triwizard tournament and everything. And he like the Cho Chang is the other Seekers. These are the Seekers of the 4 teams, right? It's Draco Malfoy, Harry Potter, Cho Chang, and Cedric Diggory. And Harry Potter, Cho Chang, and Cedric Diggory have this like love triangle going on, and then there's just like Draco on the side.
Yeah, fourth wheel.
Yeah. Well, I guess Draco has a love triangle going on with Harry and then Cho Chang, right? Like Harry's in the middle of that triangle. But yeah, so Cedric's 5th year, so this would be 1993, Harry's 3rd year. He became the Hufflepuff prefect and also Quidditch captain. And that's the year when he beats Harry at Quidditch, when Harry like falls off his broom. In the movies show this a little bit differently than the books, but do you remember this scene?
Yes. Okay. So I was trying to actually find this because I know we're talking about like favorite quote later or
Mm-hmm.
moment. And I was trying to find, like, I would say that's one of my favorite moments is when like, Harry wakes up in the hospital wing, and I know Cedric is like, I don't want the cup. Like, I don't deserve, like, Harry got hurt. Like, I don't want to, like, if I would have seen, he was injured, I would have stopped playing. So he is trying to basically, like, give up the house cup because Harry fell off his broom. And I thought that that was very, like, that's such a sweet moment. And I like Cedric because of that.
Yes, I wrote that as a favorite moment for me too. Like Harry
Hmm.
falls off his broom, Cedric tries to take it back, and then like I was looking back after that happens, right? So Harry and Harry's broom like flies into the Whomping Willow. So he loses his broom, he loses the game. Like it's a really bad day for Harry. Cedric tries to take back the wind and tries to call for a rematch. Then, when Harry gets his replacement firebolt, Cedric comes over to like congratulate him, like, "Oh yeah, you got like this cool like new broom. That's awesome for you." And then later, when said like in the beginning of the fourth book, when Cedric's father is trying to like brag about like, oh well, Cedric beat Harry at Quidditch, he's like, that's not what happened. Like he fell off his broom. He tries to correct his dad. So he's like
Hmm.
just overall like so
He's such a
nice.
good person. Oh my god, I'm in love with him.
Yeah.
RP.
R.I.P. But yeah, so that happened Harry's third year. And then so Cedric, that was Cedric's fifth year. So then somewhere between fifth and sixth years, this is when Cedric goes to the Quidditch World Cup with his dad, Amos Diggory, and he runs into, the Weasleys and Harry and Hermione. And then sixth year, he goes to Hogwarts, and this is when he gets chosen as the Hogwarts school champion and participates in the Triwizard Tournament. Him and Harry tie for first place for the Triwizard Tournament by taking the cup at the same time. And this is another moment that was a favorite moment of mine for Cedric. Like Cedric ends up getting to the cup first, and then he doesn't take it and says, Harry, you know what? Like, you saved me. You tipped me off for the dragons. Like, you deserve to take it. Like, even though Hufflepuff never gets glory or anything, he's just like, you know what? You should win. Then Harry's like, no, 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 you got there first. That's the rules. Like, you should go. And they're like going back and forth a little bit. And then finally, Harry convinces him, let's take it together.
Hmm.
And which is like sweet, but obviously Harry feels a lot of guilt about that later.
Yeah, exactly. I think because I know there's a part where Harry's like, "Oh, it's my fault that he's dead because I convinced him to take the cup." So
Yeah.
it's very sad.
And yeah, so then he gets murdered by Peter Pettigrew / Voldemort. And that's the end of his story. You could say like the ghost of him tells Harry to like bring his body back to his parents, and then
Hmm.
Harry kind of talks to his parents about like what happened.
Oh, while we're at this part, can you go to the drive and look at a picture?
Yeah. Oh no. They're like shoes that are like look like Amos Diggory's like screaming, "That's my
My
boy."
boy. So I just wanted to include that because as I was going, like I was opening Instagram to like get something, I forget. Like I think I was like looking for a picture of Robert Pattinson or something. As I open Instagram to talk about Cedric Diggory, that meme pops up. And I was like,
Oh
how
my
funny
gosh.
is it that I'm literally going to look for stuff about this? And it was up on my feed and I was dying laughing.
That scene is like so
So
rough for
sad.
me. Like that
Yeah.
song is like triggering for me.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I follow other Harry Potter creators, and people will use that song just like on videos like about Harry Potter, and I'm like, I no, like I can't.
Yeah.
You will never see me using that song.
Yeah. Pay your damn respects.
Yes.
Like, you animal.
Exactly. Okay, and then I know this is your favorite part
Hmm.
when we talk about the cursed child. According to the cursed child, their whole like the whole plot of that is that they think they like can save Cedric. So there's a part of it where you get Cedric back alive with a different timeline sort of thing. So it's 2020, And in that narrative, he lived past the Triwizard Tournament and he joined the Death Eaters. And then they end up reversing that and like going back to the original timeline in time, which we'll maybe get into this with the theories. But if you choose to believe that the Cursed Child canon is part of the canon, just wanted to mention that, though I personally don't.
Yeah, I just don't understand why he would join the Death Eaters. Like, Cedric Diggory? Are we talking
Cedric,
about the same person? Cedric
yeah.
Diggory, who wouldn't even claim the fucking cup because Harry fell off his broom. You think he's gonna go, like, murder muggles?
Yeah,
It's just so stupid.
and his father never shows any like tendencies towards that either. Like, I don't. We'll get into some
Yeah.
theories later, so I'm gonna reserve my thoughts. But yeah,
We're
we're
gonna
just
gloss
gonna
past
move
that one.
on.
Yeah.
Okay, where were we here?
I think favorite quote, right?
Oh yeah, okay. So
Okay.
I just wrote down like moments. I didn't necessarily have like a quote. I don't think. I don't. Do you have a quote?
I do have a quote, but it's actually not about Cedric. It's Dumbledore, or it's not Cedric saying it. It's Dumbledore's speech, so I can read it.
Oh yeah, I love this. Okay.
Okay. Remember, Cedric. Remember, if the time should come when you have to make a choice between what is right and what is easy, remember what happened to a boy who was good and kind and brave because he strayed across the path of Lord Voldemort. Remember Cedric Diggory.
Oh.
It's like making me teary-eyed, honestly, because that was the movie quote, and also I will say that was the book quote, and then in the movies the speech changes slightly, but I always like that scene in the movies, like where they're in the Great Hall and like all of this stuff is like black and it's like his memorial service. I love that scene. Like it really moves me, and I feel like that was the point. Obviously, that at that point Voldemort just came back. Like Harry just saw him die. Like everybody's sad about this. They're recognizing his memory. And in the scene, Dumbledore is telling them what really happened, before the media takes over, the ministry's trying to say he's not back. Like it was just such an authentic moment. And I feel like it really kicked off the like, okay, no more games. Voldemort's back. Like this is where it gets serious. You know what I mean? It's like a pivotal change in the entire series. So I just really love that scene because I think they did it beautifully. And, the guy who plays Dumbledore, I think he did a great speech.
Yeah, I love that speech of his. And like he's, in the book, I think he talks about like, coming together and like coming together against Voldemort and like putting your differences aside of different cultures or whatever. Cedric's death obviously is a big moment in like Cedric's life and death, but it's like, yeah, like you said, it's the turning point for the book series of like, okay, Voldemort's back, like innocent kids are dying, like this is war now.
Yeah, and that's in a way he is like the first death, like of the Second War, kind of.
Yeah.
Because before it was like he killed all these other people, and Cedric is like the first person that he's killing as he's like returned. So yeah, R.I.P. Cedric. So sad.
Yeah. Not to take like a serious moment, I'm going to take a turn here.
Yeah.
But I wrote down my favorite. I had like we talked about favorite moments of Cedric from the books. My favorite moment of him from the movies is when he's floating down after they take the portkey.
And he's like kicking
He's
his
like
feet.
kicking and running.
Yeah. Also the way that they do the portkey in the movies, like that whole scene, like I watching that again, I'm like, oh my god, they added all these like lightning effects. They're in some sort of tunnel and they have to randomly let go. Like in the portkeys in the books, you just hold it and then when it stops, you're there. Like it's not like this dramatic crazy thing.
Yeah, you don't have to like let go and fly to the ground. Like
yeah, and like you don't have to like kick your feet to get to the ground.
Yes. So yeah, but Cedric like kicking his feet and like running in the air and like gently going down. I've seen people meme that where they put like that in place of like Edward Cullen in the Twilight movies and stuff. And it's just like it will never not be funny to me, him just like gliding down with this little like backpack. Like what is this?
Yeah. I was saying before that even when he's first introduced in this movie, he jumps down from a tree And it's
Oh
like,
yeah.
what were you doing up there? Like, it's just so funny. And it reminds me so much, like, as soon as I see him every time, like, if I'm just rewatching the movies, like, when he jumps down, I'm like, Edward Cullen. Because he's, like, coming out of a tree. So, it never explains, like, why were you up there? What were you doing? Why were you in a tree?
Yeah, they're just gonna, like, leave that in there.
Yeah.
So how do we think we feel about Cedric Diggory as a character? Do we love him, hate him, neutral? Like, what are our thoughts?
I love him. I know we've said that several times this episode, but I do love him. I think he has strong character. I think he's honest. I think he really embodies like a Hufflepuff. Like he is what makes me proud to be a Hufflepuff.
Yeah. Yeah, I like him. I mean, I think he's very kind and humble and just like seems like from the books, he's just a very like good-natured person, very nice. Like, I think he's a little bit maybe this is a harsh word, but like bland. Like we just don't get like he doesn't have a huge like story with a bunch of arcs
Mm-hmm.
and like crazy stuff happening. He's just like a generally good guy that's a nice guy that goes to school with Harry, and Harry has to compete with a little bit for like girls and for the tournament and Quidditch. But so I think like Cedric, I like him and I think he's a likable character. The only thing I'll say about him is he doesn't like super stand out. Like he's not going to be on my list of like
Mm-hmm.
top favorite characters.
Yeah, yeah. I know that like here you say like, oh, is he a favorite? Is he least favorite? Is he forgettable? So I think like forgettable, it's like that's a kind of a harsh word for it, but in a way, I feel like he's the perfect side character that's like, oh, someone's got to get killed off to start this thing off. And he was almost like the perfect setup for that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I wonder if like when J.K. Rowling was writing like the other books, because he's in the other books, like the
Yeah.
third book, I wonder if she always knew she was going to kill him off, or if she decided that later and was like, well, someone's got to go. It's got to be Cedric. So I
Yeah.
just wonder if that was planned out like way in advance, or if that's something that she thought about before she wrote the fourth book.
Yeah, but I like it would have been interesting if he wasn't killed off. Like, would he have joined the DA? Like, what kind of other storylines would he have like been involved in if he
Yeah, what if you
wasn't that
played
person?
professional Quidditch? That's what I think that they were alluding to. I think his dad was talked about him and stuff, and how he's like, a prodigy or whatever.
Yeah. So, I mean, he seems like not only was he a nice, good guy, like he seems like he's doing well in school. Like he's good enough to be to have the dual duties of a prefect and Quidditch
Mm-hmm.
captain, which seems like a lot, on top
Mm-hmm.
of also. So yeah, he's a prefect, he's the Quidditch captain, and then he also becomes the Triwizard Tournament
Mm-hmm.
champion. So he's got a
Yeah.
lot on his plate.
Yeah, and that's why I think it makes his death so much harder, is that he was like, I mean, clearly he's well known throughout the school if he's like in all these circuits, right? He's a Quidditch
Mhm.
player. Not only that, he's known amongst the prefects. Like he's, the champion of Hogwarts. Like really, when you think about it, everybody, like the authentic name that came out of that goblet, and it's supposed to be like the top contender at Hogwarts, was Cedric. Like we never think about
Yeah.
that, right?
Yeah, like
Like
just to be
he
clear, like
deserved
he
that.
is the Hogwarts champion. Harry's name
Hmm.
was submitted under a fourth school with a
Hmm.
Confundus charm. Like Harry's not even technically like like part
Yeah.
of this.
Yeah, he's part of the Dingus Academy. I wonder what the school name was. What did you think it was that whatever his face, Mad Eye but not Mad Eye.
Yeah, Barty
I wonder
Crouch
what was
Jr.
the school that he entered Harry under.
That would be so funny if he was like he's so frustrated he has to be undercover, but he's like, you know what, I'm gonna submit his name under Dingus Academy or like I'm a dumb kid academy
Yeah.
or something.
Four-eyed school.
Yeah.
Like he's just like straight up like a bully.
Yeah. Okay, should we get into theories about
Yeah.
Cedric?
Let's bring it on.
All right. Let's just go through them in no particular order. Okay, so if Cedric Diggory had survived, he would have become a villain. And the reasoning behind it that was given was due to his humiliation and being overshadowed by Harry, he may have been susceptible to radicalization. And then there's, similar to this theory, like which I think we kind of discussed with this theory, is that people think, oh, Cedric could have already been a Death Eater before he died, like secretly, but was killed before he could reveal himself. He was killed as a way to remove him from his role and also to traumatize Harry. So let's get into this.
Oh gosh, I just like don't even know where to start with this. Okay, so they're saying that he would have become a villain because he was mad at being overshadowed by Harry. But we already know that he was the one. Okay, backing up. Harry's name being pulled out of the Goblet of Fire. Cedric was never like, what? I'm the sole Hogwarts champion. Like, it should have been me. Like, he was never the one to be like, oh, it should have only been Cedric and, like, Harry doesn't matter and blah, blah, blah. That's like the entire school was saying that. Cedric was, in fact, the only person that was like, oh, Harry, it's a tough situation. We'll get through it together. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, he was never mad at Harry for how it all happened. Like, I think he believed that Harry did not put his name in the Goblet of Fire, which Ron didn't even believe that.
Yeah.
Am I wrong? Like, do you remember anything about that?
Cedric, there's a moment, like, right after the names, like, they go back in that back room where Cedric asks Harry, like, how did you do it? Like, how did you get your name in and stuff? So he was, like, kind of suspicious, and Harry's just like, I seriously didn't put my name in. Like, I have no idea how it got in.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if Cedric kind of took that and believed it after the fact. So he definitely questioned Harry.
Mm-hmm.
I don't really know. I don't think we get like too much, but I'm with you that I don't think he's not the one that's making the like support Cedric Diggory badges or saying like perpetuating this stuff. And I even think that Harry suspects at one point he tells people to stop doing that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But I don't get this other part where they're saying, how would he have already been a Death Eater?
Yeah.
I just don't even get the connection between like the Diggorys and like them being connected to like evil.
Yeah, I just don't think like if you read the books, we never get any indication whatsoever that Cedric would have been at all tempted by the dark arts. Like he's already successful in school. He's not someone who's like Peter or like Quirrell who's like looking for more power and success, or they're like feel inadequate. He doesn't have that issue. He doesn't have a family that's pushing him into this. He's just a nice, good-natured person. He has a girlfriend. Like he seems happy and involved at school. Like how is he doing all these things and he's somehow also being a Death Eater? Like when Malfoy was a Death Eater while he's at school, he wasn't doing anything like anything else. Like he stopped playing Quidditch. He stopped doing prefect duties. Like I think it's a little bit ambitious to think that Cedric is like secretly doing Death Eater activities before like while this all is going on.
And that brings another point. Like, imagine a Hufflepuff Death Eater. Like, what?
Yeah.
I don't think there's a Death Eater that is in Hufflepuff.
That's true. I don't think we hear of a single Hufflepuff
I'm pretty sure all Death Eaters are Slytherin.
Well, not like Peter Pettigrew is Gryffindor.
Oh, that's true. Well, I guess because he was like,
double agent. He probably shouldn't have been in Gryffindor in the first place. But but yeah, I don't know. I just think, and then with that theory, they were saying that he was killed as a way to traumatize Harry. Like I don't think, but like the whole thing was he was a spare, and they're like, kill the spare.
Yeah,
like. I don't think Voldemort's like, let me give Harry more trauma. Like, he doesn't give a shit. He's trying to kill Harry. Why would he be like, let me take trauma over killing him?
Yeah. And they did, like, it was not like it was planned for him to be there. They didn't know that he was also going to, like, be in the graveyard. So,
yeah. And then to address...
Next!
To address him being in the future, like later being susceptible or like changing to be a Death Eater, like the narrative of the cursed child, I just always had a problem with that. Even in the cursed child like book, I cannot see Cedric just growing up to be a Death Eater. I just can't imagine it.
Yeah, no, me either. It doesn't make sense on all accounts.
Okay,
so debunked. Theory's wrong. Terrible.
All right, the next theory, or I don't know if this is really a theory, but that Cedric is an allegory for James Potter. in case you don't know what an allegory is, it's a story, poem, or picture that can be interpreted to reveal a hidden meaning. Typically, that hidden meaning has some sort of like moral or political meaning. I mean, they're like, the support behind this was that they're both popular, they're skilled at Quidditch, they're from old wizarding families, and they both get killed by Voldemort, right?
Yeah, so it's like that, I get it, but I don't at the same time of like, why does that matter? Like, why Cedric being an allegory for James Potter? Like, is that relevant in any way? Or these are just things that are, um, you know, I mean, you could say this about Harry. He was popular, skilled at Quidditch, from an old wizarding family, and killed by Voldemort. So it's like, you know what I mean? Like, you could say that about
people,
kind of quite a lot of people. You know what I mean? So I don't know. It's like, I just don't get, like, why is that important? Like, what's the connection?
Yeah, my biggest problem with this theory was that you have a good point where like that applies to a lot of people, like Regulus Black, Sirius Black, probably. Like,
Yeah.
My problem with it was like what you're saying, like what lesson were we supposed to have learned?
Yeah. Like, it's a good theory, but like that's what it is, a theory. There's like no connection. Like, if there was some sort of like story about how Cedric was like did this, like, and also James also was a little shit in school. Cedric was not.
Yeah, I don't
Like,
the description of James in school is not like the way Cedric is described in school.
Yeah, exactly.
So I don't think they're that similar, and I also don't think like I learned a lesson, because it's like innocent people or like good people being killed by bad people. Like, okay, like, yeah, that's bad. I didn't exactly need to be told that multiple times to like know that was bad.
Yeah, I think whoever came up with this theory is one of those people who just like likes to hear themselves talk.
Yeah. Okay, next theory. Here we go with this one. This is a real theory. When Cedric died, he became a vampire, and then I guess rechristened himself Edward Cullen. His family faked his funeral so he could live peacefully a new life in Forks, Washington.
Now, this I 100% believe. No, obviously this is just stupid, and like, you can, anybody, again, you're talking just to talk, you're saying something just to say something. Like, anybody could say that. He's just Robert Pattinson. Like,
it's just this actor played two roles. Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Because I was like, okay, for the record, I've read all of the Twilight series. I've also read Midnight Sun, which is Twilight from Edward Cullen's perspective. And I don't see this at all. But I took the time to write out why I don't think this is true.
Okay.
So let's talk about there's Edward Cullen and Cedric Diggory's similarities first. So they both died at 17 years old. So you've got us there. That is true. They both have a girlfriend who mourns him after he's gone and often wants to reminisce on their time with him. That's right. That's how I'll put it. Like, Cho Chang is constantly wanting to talk about Cedric Diggory. Yeah. Bella is like sitting in a chair mourning him, like reimagining him by jumping off of cliffs and going on motorcycles and stuff.
Oh my gosh. I would do the same thing if Robert Pattinson broke up with me. So
if he left you.
I would sit and stare out a window for 3 months as the seasons pass me by.
Yeah. So that's pretty much where the similarities end, though. Let's get into the differences. So Edward was born in 1901 and died in 1918, before Cedric was even born. And Cedric's story is supposed to precede Edward's.
That's actually, let's start there. That Cedric could not die because of Edward Cullen, because Edward Cullen was in fact born 100 years before him.
Yeah, if we're gonna say these two stories are both real and both happening, Edward Cullen is currently like alive when Cedric is born.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they had different deaths. So Edward died of the Spanish influenza and was turned into a vampire with that death, whereas Cedric, we know, is murdered by Peter / Voldemort. Then I went into location. So they're in different locations. Cedric is in the UK and is a wizard. Edward lives in Washington in the United States and he is a vampire.
I don't even think we need to keep going, Renee. Do you have more? Like,
yes. My last
Oh
point. They're a different character. Edward Cullen, I want to say this for any young women that are reading the Twilight series for the first time or watching the movies for the first time. I want to make this point very clear. Edward Cullen is not a good person. Like, he is controlling. He is a stalker. He wants to kill children. He's just not a good person. Whereas Cedric is kind, he's innocent, and we don't see any abusive treatment of Cho. So that concludes why I think they're totally different people. if we didn't have enough evidence.
Yeah, thank you, Renee. I appreciate that. Yeah.
So I think we're going to say no. All of these theories debunked.
No, pretty bad. So again, theory hater here. Just here to say I hate these theories.
I'm with you. I'm with you this time. I'm fully hating on all of these theories.
Yeah. I did put in the doc. Do you see the BuzzFeed link?
Mm-hmm.
But it's which Robert Pattinson character is your soulmate?
Okay. All right. So we've taken the quiz. This is what Robert Pattinson movie character is your soulmate, right? Mm-hmm. So what's yours? Go ahead.
Edward Cullen.
I got Edward Cullen too.
Okay. I'm like, is everybody getting Edward Cullen? Okay, it says, lucky you, Edward Cullen is your soulmate. You're both smart, protective, wise, and admire other people's aesthetics. Also, I don't think that's true.
That's not true of Edward Cullen at all.
Yeah, that's what I was like. I don't think he admires other people's aesthetics. He quite literally hates everyone, and that's why he doesn't talk.
Yeah.
You care deeply for the ones you love and would do anything to protect them, even if it means jumping in front of harm's way. So anyway, I wanted to take it, and I was dying to get Cedric, but I'm sad that I didn't get Cedric. But
yeah, I'm sad that I didn't. Cedric's clearly the best option, right?
Yeah.
Like, unless you want to be in a relationship with Batman. But I'm like, I think what got me was my favorite time of day is Twilight. I was like, when I was clicking that, I was like, God damn it.
Yeah. I put night, so that makes sense.
Well, yeah, this segues us into, should we talk about fan casting?
Yeah.
So Cedric, I almost said Edward. Cedric's description from the books, he's tall, extremely handsome, has chiseled features, dark hair, bright gray eyes. He's supposed to be well built and like burly. Like, he's supposed to be kind of on the bigger side for a seeker, who's normally like seekers are smaller. And he's described as strong and silent. So that then on the movie side of things, like we talked about before, he's played by Robert Pattinson in The Goblet of Fire. And if you don't know Robert Pattinson, he's probably best known for Twilight.
What are you doing?
Batman. You just saw him in Die My Love. But he's in like Mickey's 17, I think it's called. Like, he's in a lot of stuff.
I want to watch that.
And then also Joe Livermore plays Cedric because he appears in The Prisoner of Azkaban playing Quidditch against Harry. And Joe is a stunt performer. So he, did the Quidditch stunts for that movie. And then he's also done stunts for Jason Bourne, Green Street Hooligans, and Blood and Chocolate. So I thought that was interesting. And then what I thought was interesting is Henry Cavill, who's like Man of Steel, Superman, The Witcher, Enola Holmes. He also auditioned to play Cedric, but then Robert Pattinson got that role. And then later, he was Stephenie Meyer's first choice to play Edward Cullen in Twilight, but then Robert Pattinson also got that role. So I thought that was interesting. Can you imagine Henry Cavill as Cedric Diggory?
Yeah, that's kind of crazy. I mean, I feel like he's too old.
Yeah, but let me think.
Robert Pattinson's 38. Did you know that?
Oh, yeah. I guess he's not as old as I thought he was.
How old is Henry Cavill?
I'm looking it up now.
I don't know. Are we saying that right? Is it Cavill or is it Cavill?
I think it's Cavill.
Yeah.
He's 42 years old. So he's 4 years older. Like 4 years. Yeah. So he's not like that much older.
If anything, I could see him being like Tom Riddle. Like, in the older movies, I can see him playing that really well.
Yeah, he's got like the dark hair, like classically handsome
and like the serious face,
Yeah.
I could definitely see him as Edward Cullen as well. Also, I mean, I know we know this from like a lot of media and things like that, but Robert Pattinson actually hated playing Edward Cullen. So I also looked up some like career and acting quirks and then also some personal life and like fun facts about Robert Pattinson. So do
Oh
you want me
yeah,
to
hit
talk
us
about
with it.
those? Okay, we'll go with the Twilight stuff first. He hated his role as Edward Cullen so much during the Twilight press tour that he called the character the most ridiculous person. The actors basically were or the directors of Twilight told him, you're playing this role kind of wrong and like you need to like lighten up. This is my understanding of it. There's kind of like two different accounts of this, but I guess like someone went through the Twilight books and highlighted every single scene where Edward Cullen smiles, and they were like, you need to like smile more basically. So they had to give him direction of like, you're being too serious or whatever. So I thought that was funny. Some personal life facts. Did you know that Robert Pattinson was expelled from school for stealing and selling adult magazines to classmates?
Oh my
So he used to
gosh.
like go to this corner store or whatever, and he used to steal like a nudie mag a day or whatever, and he said he would put it in his uniform and then sell it to someone at school. And he said by the end of the semester he was getting so confident that he would take the whole rack, and so that's how he got caught and he was expelled from for
Oh
because he was doing it.
my
Yeah,
gosh.
yeah. Um, um, oh, he once told Matt Lauer on live TV that he had a traumatic childhood experience at the circus where a clown died when his car exploded. He later admitted that this was a fabrication. So he just like randomly lied about this traumatic life event. He's just a funny ass person. Okay, he has a rap name. His rap name is Big Tub and recorded a few unreleased rap tapes.
Oh my gosh. He seems like a very chaotic person in his personal life.
Yes. He's also a musician and played piano and guitar, even contributing songs to the Twilight soundtrack.
Yes, I did know that. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know that at all.
I knew about like the piano. I didn't know he played guitar.
Yeah. And then he also he was supposed to go to college. Like he had graduated high school and like was going to start university like in between he was filming Harry Potter, and it was only supposed to take a few months, but it ended up taking like 10 months or something like that instead of the original 3. So he
Hmm.
actually like didn't go to college to do Harry Potter, which clearly it was a great decision for him. But I thought that was interesting because it's like imagine him not doing the role because he was like, no, I got to start university. He like would not have been famous at all, you know? So I think that's, or he wouldn't be in, I mean, who knows? Maybe he was chosen for Twilight because of his role in Harry Potter. Because wasn't he in Harry Potter first and then Twilight?
Yeah, I feel like it's gotta contribute. Like
Hmm.
any like big role, and that's a huge role. Also, just like puts you on the map.
Yeah. And also one more fun fact, there's an asteroid named after him because the whoever found this new asteroid, his wife liked Twilight. So she said, name it Robert Pattinson. And so there's an asteroid named Pattinson after Robert Pattinson.
What?
Isn't that so funny?
Okay, that's also super crazy because this is like a weird connection, but Robert Pattinson was also in a movie called Remember Me. Have you seen that movie?
Haven't seen it, but I know the premise because I just can't watch it because I know I'll like bawl my eyes out.
Yeah, it's super devastating. I hated it. It's like it was like traumatic for me to watch this because it's like a super sad movie and like there's
Yeah.
so many sad things about it. But a big thing of the movie is like he has this whole thing where he eats dessert first or his girlfriend eats dessert first and then he starts doing that, but their whole reasoning is, oh, if an asteroid hits the earth, I want to have like the good stuff first before
Mm.
my dinner, which that was the first thing that came to my mind when you told me that an asteroid is named after him. But it was not because of that movie, it's because of another like thing he was in. So it's like
Yeah.
weird parallels. So should we talk about fan casting, Cedric?
Yes, I'm so excited. I've been waiting for this.
Okay. So we're gonna go into a world for like the future, or like in our world, if in the past it hadn't been Robert Pattinson, who would we cast?
So I can start. My like number 3 choice is Taron Egerton. So Taron Egerton, he plays in The Eagle, I think that movie is called. I forget. He's in a ton of stuff. Sorry guys, look it up.
So he's in Kingsman, Rocket Man, Blackbird, Robin Hood, Carry On. Like, and he's like the main character in all of these movies. Smoke. You've seen him before,
Yeah.
audience.
So the one thing is, I think in person he's actually very short. So that's the one thing against him. But I think he just looks very like sporty. He looks like a lad, you know, he looks like he's going to be the captain of the rugby team or something.
Yeah, and he is British, right? Or
Yeah, I think
Welsh.
so.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, my like lesser favorite of my fan cast is Ansel Elgort, you know, from The Fault in Our Stars and Baby Driver, and he's the
Oh.
brother in Divergent.
Yeah, actually that's kind of a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, he's like, you
Yeah.
know, he's played a lot of the like heartthrob roles, right? I think he is tall. I don't know how tall he
Yeah,
is,
I think
but
he is. He looks like he'd be tall. Yeah, he's a good one cuz he's like classically handsome in a way.
yeah, and I mean, I guess his hair and eye color maybe don't like perfectly match, but and he's
Mhm.
obviously like older now, but I'm thinking more like when he was younger.
Yeah. No, this is a good one. I like that.
Thanks. All right, what's your next one?
My next one is Charlie Hunnam, which I don't know if I'm saying his last name right, but he's just so fucking hot.
You
Excuse my
talk about
French.
this guy all the time.
I
Outside
do
of the
talk about him a
podcast,
lot.
you talk about him all the time.
I do talk about him and Joe Keery all the time. Charlie Hunnam, he played in King Arthur. He played in, I could have sworn I wrote down, what else did he?
I always think of him
Oh, The
from Sons of
Gentleman.
Anarchy.
Okay, yeah, I never watched that, but he was also in The Gentleman, which I did watch.
Okay.
So yeah, I think he's just hot. And
And that's why he's Cedric.
yeah, you know, Cedric's supposed to be like a hot man, so and yeah, I think he has a strong jawline. If anything, he's obviously like a little bit too old to play Cedric, but I think, you know, obviously if he was younger.
Yeah, back in the day, yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
He's also English, and he does have light eyes, which matches how Cedric is described. I saw something once that he was originally supposed to be in 50 Shades of Grey as like the main guy.
Oh my god, yes. Because I remember that was like when people were like doing, you know how people before a movie will be like, oh, this is who I think it should be. It was like
what we're doing right now.
Yes, exactly. Fan casting. And so I think like before 50 Shades, like it announced, because 50 Shades of Grey, Christian Grey is like blonde in the books and he has curly hair. And
Oh,
like
okay.
that's the whole thing. Like in the books, he does not look like the guy who actually played Jamie Dornan.
Yeah.
And I think honestly, okay, Jamie Dornan is hot. He is not Christian Grey. I do not like him as Christian Grey.
Did you read the books?
Yes, 100%. I
Okay.
read them in like literally high school. Which I probably shouldn't have. So I've been reading smut since I was like 16.
You know what, Jess? This explains a lot.
Yeah, it does. It really does.
Okay, my first is Charles Melton when he was younger. He's in Riverdale and May December. The Sun is also a star and Warfare. I feel like, I mean, he's got the dark hair. He also started out his career as a model and then became an actor. So
yeah, he's cute. My number one is Paul Mescal, who I also always talk about.
This is another person you always talk about.
I do always talk about.
I'm surprised Joe Keery's not on this list.
I know, right? He just doesn't have the right build, but if I could put Joe Keery on this list, you know I would.
All right, well, let's talk about Paul Mescal again.
Yeah, sorry, my brain is now thinking of Joe Keery. Okay, Paul Mescal. Normal People. He was in Normal People. He was also in Gladiator 2, aka the best movie. So he just plays, like, I think I choose him as my number one because one, he has the build. He's kind of like a rugby player, like, you know, build. He actually plays a rugby player in Normal People. Like when they were in high school, he was like on the rugby team or something.
Okay.
So very, you know, sport. But I also think he's such a good, like, sturdy, strong, silent. Like he plays that really well. Like he's always like a silent hero, I would say. And he just has the build, the serious look to him. And yeah, I just think he's very attractive. So I think he'd be a good Cedric.
Yeah, he does have light eyes, and his hair is like a brownish color. Like they could make it like look darker.
Mm-hmm.
And he's Irish, so he's like, falls under the UK. I'm
Mm-hmm.
sure he could like make a British accent work.
Yeah. So that's what I've been noticing is that I like Irishmen. I think that's like, yeah, something I'm discovering about myself. I do like Irishmen. I think that I love the accent too.
All right. So you basically took Cedric's fan casting and just said, let me just fan cast anyone that I personally find attractive.
And it's funny that you're like questioning that because that's what I always do. All my fan casts are just the most attractive people that I like. So.
The most attractive people you can find. Let's put them all in Harry Potter.
Because I'm like, in my mind, this is how I read characters. Like, you know what I mean? Like, if I was reading Cedric, I see Paul Mescal. I see Charlie Hunnam, like that sort of thing. So
yeah. But I should share, hold on. I'll share like there's a few illustrations of Cedric.
Yeah. Also, I wanted to bring this up. I wrote this down. So when I was looking up, I searched like stocky actors, burly actors, rugged actors. So when I was like looking for people, those were things I was like looking up. And then this article came up that was like, oh, the most lumbersexual actors. And I was like, lumbersexual?
What? Is that
so
like
did you
lumberjack?
know? I guess so. That's what like I guess that's a category of men is like lumbersexual. So I was like, oh.
I've never.
So maybe I'm into
before.
the lumbersexual type.
Lumbersexual, Scottish or Irish.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Delicious. Sounds great. All these Cedrics.
So Cedric in the illustrated books, he looks kind of like creepy. They have to have really dark hair.
Mm-hmm. He doesn't look cute.
Yeah, he looks a little bit better in this picture.
It's too dark. I feel like he's too dark a hair from my mind.
Yeah.
At least.
This is from, I think, those like that series of like puzzles based on the books, and like he just kind of looks like doesn't have much of a look to him. Yeah. But yeah, here
he has a big nose.
Yeah, both. I remember thinking this from the original Goblet of Fire cover. You have Victor Crumb on one side and Cedric on the other, and they both have huge noses that like take up most of their face.
Look, even that dog.
Yeah.
Is that Sirius?
I think that's Sirius, yeah.
Yeah.
And then they have like the dragon here and the egg and Fleur. But Cedric looks super like, he looks like Tom Riddle from the movies, kind of. He looks super like prep school boy with his hair like in a middle part kind of thing in the book cover version. I don't really find him attractive there. Oh, and then I put in these. In the third movie, instead of Cedric catching the snitch, he gets struck by lightning. Did you remember this? That. Yeah. I thought that was a crazy change. So yeah, what color was Robert Pattinson has like blue eyes or green eyes?
Yeah, like green, hazel.
Yeah, so I guess he kind of fits the look. Like his hair is lighter.
God, look how young he was.
He was so young when he played Cedric.
Seeing like these pictures after just watching Die My Love, I'm like, oh my God, he's getting so old.
Yeah, people.
But 38's not even that old. He honestly looks a little older than 38.
This was like 20 years ago or something, right?
Yeah. No, like it's like 10, right? 11. When did Goblet of Fire come out?
It came out. It was 20 years ago. It came out in 2005.
What? My God. I didn't realize. For some reason, I wanted to say it was in the 10s, but now I'm thinking about that. It doesn't make sense. But wow. Yeah, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
Thanks for joining us. Don't forget to rate and subscribe to the podcast wherever you're listening. Next week, we will be discussing Harry's first trip to Hogsmeade. Until then, happy reading, happy listening, and may you never be murdered by Voldemort.